Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. We are back on the BBI today and we have got a lot of bodywork to finish off before this baby is ready to start heading into the spray booth. But we do have some nice shiny new bits ready to go back on the car. So let's crack on. Now the paintwork really is the most boring part of this entire process, stripping back the whole body to bare metal to make sure that we have a mirror finish that the BBI thoroughly deserves. It's extremely tedious work. Where possible, I'm using the sander, but as you can see there are so many intricate parts to this. For example, the rear clamshell here, that means I have to sand most of it back by hand. We do now have though all of the products, that's the epoxy, the primer, the paint, ready to go for each of those steps, which in themselves are going to take a lot of elbow grease and preparation for the various stages until the bodywork is finally complete. In fact, it's the part of the build that is likely to take up most of the time, which is why I like to mix it up, building up various sub-assemblies in the background. Spending my time between my house and Carrozzeria, well, it keeps me from going insane sanding all day. So as I mentioned, I've been dividing my jobs up between here at home and over at the body shop where we've been focusing on the shell of the car. Here though, just to keep me sane, we are building up some of the sub-assemblies. Now, you'll be pleased to know that I have been going through our large tub here of nuts and bolts and started to sort it out into some kind of order just to make my life easy, because it is an absolute nightmare. I've wasted so much time going through this box trying to find little bits to assemble various components. So we started to put them into little bags, little boxes. So we've got all our unions in here. Should be a lot easier for me to find things like this. All our kind of longer bolts there, various things. So hopefully that is going to speed up the process. The job I want to do to start with is all to do with the fuel system on the car. We're going to build up all of that. So we're going to put it to one side once it's all done. Same as a load of the other assemblies, which will speed up the whole process later on when we're starting to assemble the car. I can then just bolt it straight back on and not have to go through all of this trying to figure out where it all is. And the nice thing is, my box of bolts here is, well, there's not that much left. Well, actually there's quite a few. Anyway, let's go and find all the components we need to start the next job. So if we come to our diagram online, this is, as I said in the previous video, what I'm really focusing on, and it's really helping me put the all these sub-assemblies together. So let's zoom in. So this is our fuel tanks, this is all our balance pipes between those. We'll come to those later on in the build, but for now this area here is exactly what I'm going to start with today. So we need all of this bracket here, all of the kind of clamps that hold these things in place. We've got a fuel filter, fuel pump there, and the fuel accumulator. So we're going to go and find all of that, assemble this, then I've got all of this in one nice sub-assembly ready to just bolt straight into the car. So this is BBI corner. This is all stuff from the BBI, many boxes. Fortunately, I know where most of it is. Now we've got two boxes of this nice shiny stuff, and a couple of things I am looking for here. First of all are these brackets, and then I also need some little balance pipes. Those two there, and then I need some clamps. Okay, so this is the fuel accumulators. We got fuel pumps, or pump at the moment, I'll explain why. Fuel filters. So I'm going to just borrow one of each of these, and it's going to help me find the P-clamps and the clamps I need. I'm going to bolt it to here. Okay, so we need 1, 2 of those, and we've got our little square nut there with the bolt through it already. Same with that one, that saves me trying to find those. Then we need that one and that one. That's for my coil. Now this is the bracket, everything else sits on top, and then we've got a P-clamp that comes off here and basically holds that filter underneath. Now, I've got a slight dilemma here. Let's just stand that up. So these are all the P-clamps that I've got, and everything is either too small. None of these are going to fit, you see. They're all too small. That's not going to close up. Or the only other one I've got is this one here, which is way too big. And I need two of them anyway. Yeah, even if I clamp that shut. Alright, so we've got a slight dilemma here. I seem to have two P-clamps missing for this fuel filter. Now, it might be that they're at the shop. I know I've got all of the little rubber trims that sit around here over at the shop as well, so possibly I've missed two, but I've gone through all of the BBI stuff over there, all of the boxes, and I can't see them. So I'm going to put these to one side anyway and just put it all together, and then when I find those P-clamps, if not, I'm going to buy some new ones. Final bits we need are in this bag here. So this is my bobbin bag. Got a load of these things, so we need 6 of those. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to get 6 of those, and then that's everything apart from our P-clamps. So this is everything we need. So all of our brackets, all of our clamps, balanced pipes. We've got 2 fuel filters there. We've got 2 accumulators. Now, the problem I have is I only have one of the fuel pumps. Now, if you remember last year, I did do a little test on the original pumps, and well, I kind of did the test wrong, but I wanted to replace these pumps anyway, put new ones in them. And at the time, I said about just ordering up. As you can see, these are the Bosch ones in Bosch boxes. All 3 of these components are Bosch. Now, that, when I did the video, was about just over £100 if I remember rightly. From Ferrari, the price is, there you go, £350 plus VAT. And that simply means that the box is different. It comes with a prancing horse yellow box instead of this Bosch one. But the part itself is exactly the same stamp number on it. The issue is, I put it out, and you lot obviously listened, and you went and bought all of the fuel pumps. So there's none anywhere in the UK. I have had to import one from Australia. I've just bought it. I've done it before. I'm going to put the video out so you don't snap up the last one. That is the last one I can find in the world, and it's still way cheaper than Ferrari. Now the reason is, you can see I've got 2 boxes. I did actually have 2 when I put the last video out, but I had to use one in my grey 308 last year. So yeah, now I've had to spend a lot of extra money. I think about another £60 plus import plus fees, so probably double to get a replacement fuel pump. So here's the old ones that came off of the car. We've got those doubled up, got another set as well, and let's compare those to the shiny brand new ones that we're going to be installing in. So we've got one clamp here, that's going to go on. We've got all our little nuts, bolts and washers. Actually, I'm going to say something about those shortly and get your opinion on them. Now these go on here in this orientation. Now I'm leaving all of these nuts loose, and one question for you guys is, let's see if I can find something a bit better to show you with. Okay, alright, so you can see here This is our nuts that have been replated. Now, look at the middle there. This should be bright yellow, and it's gone a bit white where it's gone through the chemical process. All right, so let me show you something else. And it's the same with all of these little ones. So everything you see, I am leaving loose at the moment because I will be replacing them. Now, let me just find something here. All right, so here is, for example, the one that has been zinc plated. Then I got some replacements of various sizes, but what you see is the plastic for the kind of lock part of the nut. It's blue. Now, me being me, the Ferrari ones are bright yellow, so that was bright yellow. And the ones I found are blue. If anyone knows where I can get loads and loads of these, which have got a yellow little plastic part in it, please do let me know in the comments below, because currently I have loads and loads and loads of various bits in here, and as you can see, those ones there are also blue. So I need to, that's no problem, they weren't expensive, but if I try and buy any of these from Ferrari, they cost a lot of money, and most of the time the ones that turn up from Ferrari are just silver. They're not the yellow zinc. So anyone knows, please do drop me a comment below. All right, so it's one part here. Then we need this bracket here, the bigger bracket, and that goes like so. Kind of defeats the object of all of those being zinc plated, but I am being a little bit maybe over the top. You tell me, guys, am I going over the top just to make sure that these are shiny and new? So that's the top side. Bottom side here, let's tighten that one up a little bit more. Then we have got these bobbins. For those we need bit of a bigger washer, so one that goes in there like so. Okay, job done. All right, then we got one more thing to do, and that is our balance pipe between the two here in our box that we've already got. There you go, straight away. That's saved me a load of time. And then I need to use, not in there, in here, we've got all of the new little bits that we need. So I'm going to put those in there. It goes on the P bracket and it sits down there. So we just need to find the other P clip. And then that is all going to be put to one side. I'll get some more of those nuts. Hopefully you guys can point me in the right direction, and then we're all good. Okay, next job on the build. Well, there is some components here. I'll let you have a little guess while I explain what I'm going to do and the reason why we're going to do it. So, in order to keep the momentum of the build going, flowing nicely, while I wait for others to be able to do some of the bodywork side of things, we are just trying to figure out what will work in that flow. So, I'm thinking I want to do all the brake lines and the clutch lines throughout the car. In order for me to do that though, there are certain components that need to be in place so I get all the measurements correct. One of those is all of the brake pedal, the booster system, and which is why last video I asked you for some advice on how to clean up this master cylinder here. So clutch cylinder, sorry. So anyway, thank you very much for that. What we're going to do on it is I'm going to strip this apart. I'm going to first of all try just putting this through the dishwasher, and then I don't think that's going to be successful, so we're going to order up some peroxide and see if we can make this look shiny and new. At the same time, I'm going to refurbish all of this, see how it comes up, and if we maybe need to order up a new one. Someone did send me a lovely link to say that this is the same as a Fiat part, if I remember rightly, so we might order one of those up. But first of all, like I said in the last video, let's try and retain as much originality as possible. Anyway, let's get all this stuff and start assembling it. So here is our lovely shiny brake pedal box. I've already attached the brake booster to it, and we've just put all the pin in there. That's why I did it off camera, because it was a very, very fiddly job. Now, we've got a couple of things to go onto this before it can get bolted onto the car. That is looking pretty damn good as pedal boxes go. Then we just have this last bit. Once we have refurbished that, it is all good and ready to go back on the car. In the meantime, I have a couple of other things I want to just put on the car. Now, as I find components that I can bolt back onto, mainly the frame, including all of the nuts and bolts, it just helps me sort through all of this. I bolt them back onto the car. So we just got all of our anti-roll bar stuff to go back on. Anti-roll bars are still with my plater waiting to be plated, but we can put all the bushes and everything like that in place while we're waiting. Well guys, there you go, that's some more sub-assemblies all built up, ready to just go straight into the car once all that body work is done, which I really can't wait for, but obviously my hands are tied a little bit because I'm relying on other people for certain parts of that process. What do you think though? Am I doing it the right way? Would you do it differently? Would you wait for the whole thing and focus just on that body work and then start doing this afterwards? I'm not always right, so let me know in the comments below what you think. Now, the big one is we're doing all of these sub-assemblies, but there is one major assembly that we really do need to address, and that is the engine. So I think we'll start talking about that in the next video, and I would like to get your input on some of the questions I have on how to proceed with that one. And I'm probably going to be looking for someone to help me out with the way I'm thinking of taking the engine. Anyway guys, join me next time where I will be progressing this BBI until it is most likely one of the best ones in the world. Thanks for watching. See you shortly in the next one, and don't forget you can check out what I get up to on a daily basis over on my socials. Make sure you smash that like button. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very shortly in the next one. Ciao for now.